5. The lines are locked. 4. Match day is near. 3. The picks are clear. 2. The picks are in. 1. Let the show begin. Game on. It's that time again. Game on. Kicks and picks is back again. Game on. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Game on. The guys are here and ready to go. Game on. Game on. Game on. Game on. The guys are here and ready to go.
Welcome back to the Kicks and Picks podcast. We've got the whole crew back together for the first time in a few weeks. Scotty back from a lot of traveling. We thank Steve Cerruti for coming on a couple weeks ago, holding down a spot. And then last week it was just Nick and I. Had a pretty good weekend last week, Nick.
2 in a row. I feel like
Bundesliga.
we're heating up, man. I feel pretty good.
Yeah, welcome back, Scott. Hope you enjoyed your travels, and hopefully you come back with some winners here.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because being able to watch any form of the European leagues when you're 12 hours difference here is very challenging. So I'm either gonna do really well because of my lack of ball knowledge, or I'm gonna do really poorly.
It's better off, man.
We'll see.
Yeah, so we've got a couple nice matches to talk about. The feature match is going to be Allegri returning to Juve with AC Milan. That'll be our second half of the show. We'll start with the Premier League this weekend. Scotty, it's your squad, Liverpool, coming off their first loss.
Second loss.
Second
Well,
loss. Oh,
They had 2 losses this week.
well, the first loss in the league I was getting after. But yeah, a double loss this week with the Champions League as well. They are traveling to Stamford Bridge to play Chelsea. Chelsea on the money line, and this one is plus 185. Liverpool plus 130. The draw line plus 280. The over, we're putting the over at 3 because that's the only one where you get like decent numbers either way. So that's minus 125. The under 3 is minus 110. Both teams to score is super juiced at minus 220. The no is plus 170. Draw no bet. Chelsea plus 115. Liverpool minus 145. And both teams' team totals are plus money. Over 1.5. Chelsea even money. Liverpool plus 125. So a lot of lines to like here from a betting perspective in terms of getting value on teams that you don't always get value for. But Scott, I mean, they're your team. What happened this week in these 2 matches?
No, I mean, we've seen it all season long. Liverpool haven't looked very strong. They've had a handful of late winners that have made their results look better than maybe what they've been on the pitch. But we talk ourselves into saying, yeah, it's just what league winners do. They make 3 points out of 1 or 1 point out of 0, and that luck has started to turn a little bit. Not luck, but the game script has kind of turned on them a little bit. Never ever going to be concerned or upset with losing a game away in Turkey. It's one of the 2 worst countries to play a European game in, with Serbia. So
Don't
not
forget
bothered by that.
Kazakhstan.
No, I'd rather play Kazakhstan than Serbia or Turkey, hands down. And usually I'd say at least they came away with no injuries because that's usually all I want. But Allison's gonna be out until probably end of November. So luckily they have a world-class keeper in Amadashvili to fill in. But I mean the Crystal Palace game was probably more upsetting. They're Liverpool's bogey team for 5 or 6 years running, but seeing how little Liverpool were able to create with all the talent that they have in attack, I think was concerning because that's really been kind of their story for the last 3 weeks now, going back to the Arsenal game, including Everton. And there's a lot of theories as to what that might be. I think Nick knows my theory has just been that Wirtz hasn't really come on the way that Liverpool need him to. Yep. I think the discussion around him maybe coming off the bench for the next few weeks has been picked up. I've been saying that for about a month. It's not necessarily anything to do with him as a player. I just don't think he is ready to play in this Liverpool side right now. I think he's got to make a lot of adjustments to the new league, and the team has to make adjustments to all the new players they brought in, and it's just not been working out. So I'd love to see Szoboszlai get back in there. The midfield 3 of Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch is the big reason why they won the league last year. And really haven't gotten a chance to see that. McAllister coming off of an injury of his own this summer. So I don't know. I think that's kind of where we're at with Liverpool. They haven't really figured it out. They're still sitting on top of the table, all things considered. I think they've had probably the hardest stretch of games, too, to start the season. And it's not really going to get any easier until November. So They got Chelsea here, and I'm trying to look. I mean, look at their next 5 because I was looking through it, and it's really not great for a while. Chelsea, United, Brentford, Villa isn't too bad, and City, and then after that, it gets a little bit easier.
I think you said a lot of things that I want to agree with. Number one, we talk about it. It's the mark of a great team, right? Getting a point or 3 points out of nothing, not playing well, still getting the job done. Liverpool did that through 5 games, right? You can't really ask for much more. They didn't have a hangover in terms of results from winning the title. In terms of their performance, I think you're spot on. Here's my kind of issue. They've never really played from ahead. They haven't had an early lead. They're not scoring in the first half, or at least that I can remember. Yeah,
Liverpool, they almost exclusively have been blowing 2-0 leads this year. I think they have 3 2-0 leads.
First 2 games of the year, right?
Like through the first 3 or 4 games, yeah. And then
I feel like
really around Arsenal, that's where it was 0-0 and then 1-0. Yeah.
Like, give me a stat on time led in a match. That's more what I was referring to. Like, they never have had a chance to be comfortable and be Liverpool. You mentioned Wirtz. I mean, you've been on that since game 1. I think you're spot on. This is a guy who, coming into the season, listen, I thought what I saw of him in Germany, I thought he was a game breaker. Certainly his fee makes you believe that he was a game breaker. I think he still eventually can be that player. But here's 2 things that are working against him. Number 1, he's not a pacey guy, and that always works against you in the Premier League. And number 2, you are not at the status yet to come in and force Liverpool to play around you. You're walking into a championship team. It's a well-oiled machine. You need to adapt to how Liverpool play. So that's kind of what I've been seeing from that standpoint, and it's certainly been a little bit messy. So I think you're spot on with pretty much everything you said. But
for what it's worth,
oh God,
I was gonna say, for what it's worth, Slot has been flexible with him too, right? He's played 3 different positions in this Liverpool team. He's played as a number 8, he's played as a number 10, and we saw him play out on the wing earlier this week in Champions League. So he's had different places to try to fit in. Hasn't really found one that's stuck particularly well. He's had good halves here and there, right? Like, I think he had a really good second half against Arsenal. So he has shown moments, but it usually comes when he's playing against a team that's giving him space. And Arsenal in that second half were sitting back and playing a much more conservative game than I think a lot of Arsenal fans would have preferred. And that allowed Wirtz to do a little bit better. But when you're playing teams that are going to press and be up on you and be physical, because that's the other problem. You mentioned pace. He's not a particularly strong guy, right? He's rather small, really, really skinny, young, so has time to develop. You get pushed off the ball, and it's hard. So I think those are kind of the things that have been working against him. And yeah, I agree, Nick. I think eventually he'll come good. He may not be this player that people were expecting coming out of Bundesliga, but he'll still be a fine player for Liverpool.
And I do, before Steve goes, I mean, the one thing I will point out is I did try to do you a little bit of justice last week by saying if you were here, you would have taken Palace to score first. You would have taken both teams to score. You probably would have taken Palace, knowing that Liverpool just can't seem to unlock them. And it's one of those things where we talked about it before the show, and Steve and I talked about it earlier today. I mean, Palace is unbeaten in 20 now, right? Like that's a stat that just escaped me up until I was watching the game last week.
Yeah. No, they're no joke.
So, Nick, I have an answer for you. In their 6 Premier League matches, Liverpool has led for a combined 424 minutes. But that's a little inflated because 80 of those were against Everton when they scored early and held the lead, and Bournemouth was another 70 minutes. So, Palace, they only led for 17 minutes before conceding. Arsenal was 38. They scored fairly late, and Burnley, of course, they scored in stoppage time, so that was 0 minutes. So it varies. So you're probably, some of those other matches are probably standing out to you, like that Burnley result and stuff. But
definitely,
so they've had their early goals. They've also had their games where they've taken some time to score a goal.
You know who we haven't really talked about though, is that Salah really hasn't gotten going, and you think it's probably just a matter of time. But we have AFCON coming up, so we know he does not usually play well after the AFCON tournaments. He usually gets worn down a little bit. So I think that's a legitimate concern at this point for Liverpool. You basically have now a 3-month window where you could maybe get the most of Salah, and then I wouldn't expect much from him in the last 3 months of the season, just based off of even when he's doing really well and coming back from AFCON, he struggles. So I think that's kind of been maybe the storyline that's being covered over a little bit by the focus on Verts. But he's Mohamed Salah. Like all it takes is like one game for him to catch form, and then he's good for those last 3 months. So
yeah, so goals are obviously on the books mind because the over 2.5 is way juiced to like -185 at this point. But looking at recent head-to-heads, neither team's really kept a clean sheet in a while in a head-to-head.
No Alisson, who's been Liverpool's defense been bad, but it's been worse than it would appear because Alisson has been playing really well.
Right.
So what I'm looking at here is you can't play the over 2.5 by itself. You can't play the both teams to score by itself, but over 2.5 both teams to score parlay is -140, which is right on the kind of edge of where I'll go. I think that's an interesting number. I think the over 3 has a shot. I think at least of pushing at minimum. So that's not a bad number either. When you're looking at -125, I think those lines probably move a little bit more too. So those are probably ones you're going to want to jump on if you like goals in this one. Do you look to either side, maybe draw no bet with the numbers that are on them? Do you think I know Scott, I know you tend to be tough on your side, but it feels like if there was ever a time to take Chelsea at home against this Liverpool, maybe draw no bet +115, this might be the time.
Yeah, I mean, a home team plus money on draw no bet always feels fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that, especially the form that Liverpool's in. As you mentioned, there's going to be goals in this. And so usually when there's games with lots of goals, fluky things can happen. Having the draw no bet piece of it makes a lot of sense in those cases. So I don't mind, the plus. You have +150 now, seeing +110. Anywhere around there is a pretty good number for Chelsea.
The Liverpool team title, I just double checked. I think that was a mistake on my end. That's -125, not +125, but still a solid number both ways.
The concern I think Chelsea have right now is they're going to be missing a few pieces of their back line for this game. I think Cole Palmer is also going to be out for this game. So like between Cole Palmer, I think Tosin and maybe one other center backs, I can't remember which one, will be out. So, it should be open for Liverpool to score goals in this. They've been kind of stuck in the mud a little bit in some of these games where they've been passing, trying to find a breakthrough and they just haven't gotten one. So, maybe some, if I want to speak positive about Liverpool and try to talk myself off of the +110 draw no bet for Chelsea, it would be that. I think Liverpool could be due for a 3 or 4 goal game here. But a lot of that's going to depend on who starts, right? Like Nick, you and I were just talking about it. Like, is Ekitike starting? Is Isak starting? Like, we don't really know who the main man up front's going to be. Does Chiesa get a shout? I mean, Chiesa's been probably, aside from Ekitike, their best forward for Liverpool. But for some reason, Slot has been really reticent to give him time. And then what does Gakpo look like? I think Gakpo has days where he looks great and days where he's invisible. So, if he starts, which Gakpo are you getting?
Yeah, and the player props are where the opportunities are in this one. I know Bob is in the chat. He's got a bet that we'll shout out in a second here. I mean, guys, you heard me last week and I said it and I bet it and I would bet it all over again. If you're giving me Liverpool at plus money, I'm taking it. I'm just going to do that. Chelsea hasn't exactly looked great either, right? They're giving up goals every single game. They haven't won in their last 3. They've lost 2 straight. I mean, you talk about how Liverpool hasn't been spectacular, but Chelsea haven't been anything special themselves. So give me Pool at +130. Definitely give me a Pool team total. I think, like Scotty said, they are due eventually to break out. I'm waiting for them to do that. And then I think some player props are definitely the way to go in this one. Don't know who's going to start. Certainly got to wait for lineups, but you mentioned Gakpo. Shot on target is +120. I think that's decent. Bob here in the chat has Cucurella 1 shot at -103. He said that's hit in about 4 or 5 games so far this year. I know that that's a fact. I've seen other people on it as well. 2 shots, Bob, is actually +400 on Hard Rock. So if you're really feeling good about Cucurella, I think that's a good long shot to put your money on.
Did you say you have Gakpo +120 for shot on target?
Yeah.
Oh, I see -190. You got a great market there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's like, I don't know, man, Hard Rock's all over the place. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're terrible. Like I have Pool at +135, but I have Pool team total at -120. So you're talking about a 5-cent difference, which I can understand, but then a 40-cent difference on, a shop market and on a team total market. So I don't know. Shop around, guys.
I was looking at shot on targets too. Cause again, lots of goals, figure lots of offense. Liverpool midfielders have been generating a lot of shots on targets because they've been getting frustrated shooting from outside the box. So Soboslai sitting there at plus 110. I like him. Obviously, free kick taker, does pretty well there. Gravenberch sitting at plus 170. I mean, I can't think of a game in the last 3 or 4 weeks where he hasn't let one rip from deep. So I don't mind taking flyers on either or both of those. Frankly, I feel like Soboslai's good for this one, and don't hate plus 170 for Gravenberch.
Dude, and Salah assist plus 300. I mean, I'm waiting for that to come due. It was automatic last year.
Especially if Isak is starting. I think if Isak starts, Salah assist is very, very attractive.
Yeah, plus 300. I mean, we were getting plus 125s on it last year.
Yep.
So
yeah, Nick mentioned Liverpool plus 130. Scott, you had mentioned, or Nick mentioned the injuries for Chelsea. Cole Palmer's out through injury. Tosin, Colwill, Delap, Dario Esugo, Fofana, and Andre Santos all out. All out through injury. So that's a long injury list.
Yep. I mean,
Colwill's been suspended as well.
Yeah, Colwill's been out for basically the whole season. Fofana, I know, has been out for a while too. And then they just added Tosin into that. So I mean, their back line is going to be very makeshift. And I don't think anybody thinks Robert Sanchez is a good goalie, right? There's no Sanchez defenders here.
No way.
Yeah. That dude benefited from Onana more than anybody else because he's been just as bad.
Yeah, so
Fair enough.
Definitely you're going to have to look somewhere other than Cole Palmer for their offensive spark. He usually provides a lot of it for them.
Definitely.
Esteval will get another look probably. He started the other day, the young Brazilian player.
I think he's been pretty good. From what I've seen, he's pretty solid. The other thing I was looking at, just I don't know if he'll be starting, but Ekitike plus 220 to score.
According to SofaScore, he's out through injury as well.
Oh, is he?
Ekitike?
That's what they say here.
Nah, he just got called up for the French national team. I don't think he's hurt.
I don't know. They have him, Allison, and Leone for whatever reason. I don't know why. Let's see.
So Ekitike, I think he may have came off during the Champions League game for injury, but I don't think he's actually injured unless I'm missing something.
Okay, yeah, 12 hours ago, Liverpool given major Hugo Ekitike injury boost. So he's probably not going to be out. He will be playing. It's
there
just,
you go.
I think he's fine.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I mean, talk me into Chelsea. I don't think you could do it. You couldn't do it before you read me all those injuries. You can't do it.
Yeah, no, I think the injuries definitely sway me toward the Liverpool plus 130. I do. Because
I'm interested to see what that is at kickoff.
And the injuries to the back line, like Scotty mentioned, it's going to be tough, I think, for them to contain Liverpool.
Man, Saturday at 12:30. Who wants to go to the Liverpool bar? Fly down.
Jello shots for everybody. Lots of Jello shots potentially.
Around. Hell yeah. Where's Johnny? Johnny in the chat. Meet me at fucking Brogues, dude.
Do we want to talk some of these other games in England?
Around the EPL. So I'll go through. You guys tell me if there's things you like as I go through. Friday,
that's
Bournemouth
a
hosting
must
Fulham.
bet. I'm actually locking it in now because I meant to do that before we started.
-120 money line, absolutely all day, every day.
Got a minus 115. Yeah, Bournemouth is minus 115 here on DraftKings. So a lot of value there. All right, so that's
that. If that line closes better than minus 130, I'll be surprised. I think when lineups come out, it's going to be confirmed, and it's going to be like a huge shift towards Bournemouth. So
lock it in if you're listening.
Oh yeah,
it's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. So you got it's good coming up quick. Starting off Saturday, the early match, Leeds hosting Spurs.
I think it could be an over. Could be an over. Leeds overs might be back. Okay. 15 goals in their games. 6, three about 2.8 goals a game on average. Leeds are scoring.
That's a crazy number for a fourth place team playing a newly promoted club. Like I know Spurs are sneaky in the top 4 right now, but
plus 155.
That's a large number for them.
Spurs also haven't lost in 6 matches.
Yeah,
I know there's some draws mixed in, but
minus 130 draw no bet I think is decent on Tottenham. I don't know. I would probably take the protection.
Yeah,
so those odds scare me a little bit.
I'm totally fine with that. I like that.
Yeah. All right, moving down the list, we've got Arsenal, West Ham. Lines obviously seriously skewed toward Arsenal there.
Put me down for West Ham plus 2 at minus 130. I like Nuno. I think he can get his team going pretty well. I mean, Arsenal haven't been super convincing of late. West Ham, usually don't play defense, but I think they can pick up a goal here. So as long as they can keep Arsenal to 3 or fewer, I don't mind plus 2.
kind of with you. Do we have Champions League next week? No, it's
Nope.
international break.
No, the international break.
Yeah, fuck. I was trying to make a case for Arsenal being out of gas or something, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that would cover in Arsenal's 4 of their 6 league matches this year. You know,
Yeah,
it's a
so
matter of
Arsenal.
can West Ham do it?
I
Because,
mean,
like,
their defense has been so fucking bad, though.
that's what I mean. Yeah, their
That's what worries
defense,
me a little
it
bit.
just bleeds goals. So I don't know how much I would trust it.
I don't know if they could stop the
Personally,
three
yeah.
of us.
United hosting Sunderland. This is one where I think Sunderland's interesting. They've
Big
played
number.
pretty well so far.
Yeah.
Played
I
pretty
mean,
well.
the spread is Sunderland +1 is -105. I'm getting a United blowout here.
I don't think so.
So again, I don't mind taking Sunderland and a goal in this.
Yeah, I mean Sunderland's
A United team that
straight
struggles to
unbeaten.
score in the first place, you know.
Yeah,
So I'll
yeah.
happily take Sunderland +1 on this.
Kind of with you.
Sunderland unbeaten in 4. I wish it was like 1.5, but
Same.
yeah.
What's an under on this bad boy?
The
Under 2.5 is +125. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, United struggle to score. Sunderland's going to want to keep it low scoring, I'm sure. Might have some legs. All right. Newcastle hosting Nottingham Forest. Newcastle -165.
I want no
Forest,
part of this game.
man.
Yeah,
They
this
let
is
me
a-
down today. I thought they would get out of their funk a little bit. I had them as part of a parlay in the Europa League to use one of my DraftKings boosts, and they were the one leg that let me down. So, future on set pieces. My goodness.
I don't hate a draw in this game. +325.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you even trust Forest to get a draw right now?
I don't know. Maybe I don't.
Yeah.
you know what
Forest-
I mean? Like,
Forest
Newcastle
+1.
got the win in the midweek. They're kind of probably feeling good about themselves a little bit, right? Like,
I mean, here's my thing. Newcastle scored 4 goals this year.
yeah.
How many of those were under Nuno?
0? I don't know. Walt Mead, who came in like last week, has half of their goals probably already. Like, I don't know.
Oh, you said Newcastle. I thought you said Forest. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Forest has scored. They've scored more goals than Newcastle.
okay. Yeah.
But
probably
they
an
have
under match. I don't know what the line is on the under. I'll
110
check
plus
quick.
110
Both teams are just,
I mean, that feels like an under match
plus 110.
yeah.
based on how they've both played, but I don't know. I mean, them conceding 3 to Midtjylland, or however you pronounce that Danish side today, maybe it's cause for concern for an under. All right.
Sure.
There's no. Oh, we skipped. Oh, we did the Chelsea
Yeah.
close and say there's no Saturday afternoon. That's what it was. All right. Villa hosting Burnley. Villa coming off a win today, -170.
Hate both of those teams too.
Yeah.
Not touching that.
I mean, I'm more than sure Villa wins this game. I think they have to, but
Yeah, they have to.
I don't know.
But we do have a pick in the next game, Coach.
Oh yeah.
Wolves, Brighton.
No, that wasn't the one that
Oh,
you're going
they're a
to.
different order on your
I
screen.
mean,
Yeah.
I'll take a Brighton
Yeah.
money line if you are so inclined.
Yeah.
-105.
Yeah.
So then you're talking about Everton Palace.
That's the one.
Palace +190 at Everton.
Palace +100 draw no bet for a
Yeah.
team that's unbeaten in 19 straight.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
I mean, why are you not taking that? What's the risk?
This is telling me that Everton are winning this game.
How?
Like, I don't
is
know.
Is it the rest? Is it because Palace played today? I don't know. I mean, that could be the only reason. I guess the books maybe.
It would be poetry for Palace to beat Liverpool 2-1 last weekend and then lose to Everton. That would be very funny. So maybe that's the
I
storyline.
think both teams to score is very good in this one at -110. I dig both teams to score. I would not shock me to see a draw. The draw is all the way down to +220.
What's Grealish assist sitting at? Do we have
Let's
assist
see.
for this game? I know it's a Sunday
if we
game.
do.
Sometimes that's player assists. Grealish.
+350.
I got +475.
Okay, for a guy that leads the league in assists, maybe you take that.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to take that.
And then closing out the weekend is Brentford hosting City. City's -155, coming off a 2-2 draw in the Champions League this week.
I think City bounced back. I don't love the number. But Brentford have been looking better. I was pretty down on Brentford to start this year with all that they lost in terms of losing both of their strikers and their manager. But I feel like they're coming around a little bit. So sitting in 13th place right now, can they solidify themselves as purely mid-table and not have to, be a relegation candidate. We'll see.
So win, loss, draw, loss, win.
Who's that? That was Brentford's last few games?
Yeah. Or loss, win, loss, draw, loss, win.
Yeah. Yeah. They just smoked United, right? That's the last thing I remember.
The Crystal Palace of the EPL for me this year. I just have no idea what they're doing.
Lose to Fulham 3-1, then beat United 3-1. That's kind of how.
Oh, I'm more than sure I was on them against Fulham that game too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got nothing for you in that one.
City has to bounce back. I'm not saying I would take them on
they
155.
think they win, but the numbers.
The numbers.
Little parlay piece.
Yeah, probably.
If you're so inclined.
That and maybe throw Palestrano bet into a parlay. It's probably
all
pretty
right.
good. Number.
Shall we head over to Italy?
Yeah, let's hit Italy.
Let's do it.
All right. So we'll start with the featured match, which is Juve hosting Milan. The return of Mad Max, which is the title of this episode here. Milan is playing very well, obviously coming off the win against Napoli, even held on down a man. Juve on 11 points is a point out. So right now the Serie A table is interesting. It's Milan, Napoli, Roma on 12, Juve on 11, Inter on 9, Atalanta also on 9, so is Cremonese. I mean, Juve, a little heat on them after the midweek, right? Blowing that win against Villarreal. They're home. Their old
blew
boss
it last week
in.
against Atalanta.
Yes, blew it against Atalanta. Their old boss comes in who knows how to, shithouse games if he needs to, which could be the case on the road. So we've got Juve plus 155, Milan plus 170, draw line plus 205. Over 2.5 is set at even money. Under 2.5 minus 135. It's the Allegri effect there, I think, a little bit. But both teams to score is minus 140, which is interesting. So that's why that draw line is plus 205, right? 1-1 draw, I guess, in the algorithm is the most likely outcome. When you look at the lines there is what I figure.
Do we have a 1-1 exact score?
We'll check. Draw no bet. Juve minus 120, Milan minus 110. Both team totals are around the plus 140 mark, so obviously not expecting many goals from either side. Nick, I didn't get to watch much of the match against Napoli last week, but what can you say about Milan? First of all, we shouted out Christian Pulisic last week, and he did it again. He's leading the league goals. Yeah, I mean,
some of us shouted out that Milan were winning that game, and they did.
You did.
So, feeling good. That was a classic follow the odds game. I think the game is probably not even close if Milan don't get that red card. I think they comfortably take care of that game, and I mean, good on them. They held out for 60 minutes down a man, right? They maybe not 60, but they held out decent amount of time and, had to give up a penalty, but is what it is. I think we also shouted out KDB for a goal, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe we did,
on
yes.
the PK.
Yes.
So, listen.
And we said the reason why was because he takes PKs. Yeah.
And he has 3 goals so far. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, 2 PKs and a free kick?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Here's the shit. We talked about it. I'm going to say it again. People just continue to underestimate Max. He has a better squad and a better situation, obviously, than Milan had last year. We're talking about a team that very well could be 5-0. I mean, they lost game 1 against Cremonese. They blew a lead, right? Very uncharacteristic. I don't even know what to make of that game other than the wonder goal that Cremonese scored, right? It was a bicycle kick.
Goal, yeah.
I think they scored 2 really, really, really good goals in that one. But Milan has been the best team, start to finish in the league so far this year. I don't think that's surprising to say. And I think you have to take them in this game. Draw no bet, minus 110. I know they're away. It's tough to go to Juve, but Juve, 2 draws in a row in the league. They haven't looked super convincing, maybe outside of the first week of the year. They obviously gave up a ton of goals to Inter. They scored 4 in that game, so good for them. They came back and then blew a lead in the Champions League midweek. They're just not firing on all cylinders. I don't think Tudor has a preferred formation. I don't think he has preferred starting 11. He's been kind of switching guys in and out. Coop Miners still looks like shit. Jonathan David hasn't done a single thing. If Yildiz doesn't just, score an all-world goal, they're really just not getting offense. So I don't know how you don't back Milan in this one unless you guys think they're in for a letdown after the Napoli game.
Well, Nick, it sounds like you're not really concerned about Estupiñán missing this game through his suspension.
No,
is
definitely
what I'm
not.
getting from this.
Most certainly not. That's, I don't know. How do you get 2 red cards in 5
From what
games?
I gathered from
You're
Milan Twitter, he's pretty
suspended
terrible.
for 2 of the fucking games. How do you get 2 red cards in 5 games? Explain that to me.
Yeah, can't and won't.
It's awful because you're suspended for one of those other 3 matches already, and now you're gonna be suspended for the 6th match. Yeah, so basically he'll have gotten 2 red cards and had to miss 2 of the other matches. So he's got 2 red cards basically in 4, really, right? Because one of them he was suspended for. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I mean, I think, it says here Bremer's ruled out. I don't know if that's true or not on SofaScore. Like, these adjust.
I think he got something happened to him this week.
Yeah, him and Turan are both listed as out. So if that's the case, that definitely puts pressure on that back line. I think if there was ever a time to back Milan at Juventus, now's the time. I think the draw no bet is the angle I would go with, because I do think the draw is like the most likely outcome. I could see it happening, but I could see Milan going there and getting the win. And -110 at almost even money, I think is a good number to take them. I don't think Juventus is, obviously they're not rock steady in the back. They've been conceding multiple goals, both their Champions League matches, and even that match against, who was it, Inter, when they played that like 4-3 or whatever it was, conceding
4-4.
multiple goals, 4-4. So
Dortmund 4-4. Oh no, they beat Inter. You're right, 4-3.
They beat Inter 4-3. Then they conceded 4 the next match to Dortmund in the 4-4. So I could definitely see Milan coming in here. Team total for Milan, obviously, I think is in play when you think about that. They've
scored 2 goals every game except for the Cremonese game.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. I know, me as a Roma fan would love a draw here, just because that would be the most helpful result for them. But yeah, I think I'm with you here on the draw no bet on Milan at -110. I wasn't a believer before the season, but with the 1 match a week, similar to what Napoli did last year with Conte, Allegri knows how to manage that. And I think that's going to be difficult for Napoli as the season wears on. I think it's going to be difficult for Roma. I think it's going to be difficult for Juve and all these teams as long as they live in Europe. And Milan's going to have that advantage. And even if, somebody crashes out fairly early in Champions League or Europa League, Milan has until January to kind of build up a little bit of a cushion if they're able to keep playing well in these 1-match weeks where other teams are playing 2 and have fatigue and injuries and whatnot. Which is why I think maybe at least I overlooked Milan as a potential Scudetto candidate early. And I'm not saying they are right now. I mean, it's only a small sample size. Mm-hmm. But that 1-match week is huge. It really is, and we've seen it with Conte, with Napoli last year. I think we saw it with Juve a couple of years ago, right when they got back to Champions League. They didn't win the Scudetto, but made their life getting back to Champions League very much more comfortable. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with you here. I think Milan draw no bet is the play. I could see it certainly pushing, but I trust Milan more than Juve right now, even on the road.
And Pulisic is still +300 to score.
That's wild. That's wild to me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What am I not seeing? Scotty will now talk us out of it, and we'll talk us into
I'm not going to talk you guys out of it. Nick, I kind of started this. Like, I have not watched the last 2 weeks much of the either league just because of the time difference. So
you missed 2 Juve draws.
I'm going to take the coward's way out because I don't believe in either team really winning that strongly. The draw is sitting there at +205 for a reason. That's a pretty low number for draw line.
Very low.
I do love the under in this. It's chalky at -135, but it's hitting 4 of the last 5 matchups between these two. When we talk Juve big games, regardless of who's manager, the under is always in play.
Yep.
And when we talk Allegri in big games, the under is always in play. It just feels like this is an under. A 1-1, I think, is +400, Nick. You were asking about that earlier. Yep. I think that's the safe play for me because I really just can't talk myself into either one of these teams for sure winning that well.
And Nick, you mentioned Pulisic +300. His goal or assist prop is +150, which is also solid because he last match goal and an assist. He's provided a few assists as well. That gives you a little more cover as well. I know it's half the price, but it's still a pretty good number.
Yeah. It's like tough to pick between these teams too. If you look back, Juve win, Milan win, draw, Juve win, draw, Milan win, Milan win, draw, Milan win, Juve win. Like there's nothing definitively to say like, oh, this team has the other team's number. Like, I don't know. Just
and I think the other part of it too is the return of Mad Max, right? He's had the whole week to prep for this match, whereas Tudor's had to worry about playing that midweek match, and now he's got a short turnaround to prep for a Milan side that's hot, coming in with a manager who's gonna be well prepared. I think that adds another layer to this match where I think big tactical advantage for Milan too.
I have Milan team total at plus 165, by the way.
Wow, even better than what we've got here on DraftKings.
Yeah, I don't know. You just gotta.
It's
gotta ride with
not
them.
like a sure bet, right? It's not a lock. But
No,
if
no
you're
such
going to
thing.
take a shot at one team scoring 2 goals, I think they're the ones to do it on.
I couldn't agree more. Trying to see if there's anything else creative we could do here. Nah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. Just nothing really about Juve impresses me. I don't know. Like Yildiz is the only thing that impresses me about Juve. Outside of that, I think they're going to start to settle into what we expected from them this year and what we expect from Tudor as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna have a hard time. They weren't completely sold on him, right? In the summer, like they were thinking about bringing in other guys. So, if they start running into trouble, how long do you think he has?
Yeah, hold on. Ado here in the chat, dropping some heat. Last Juve loss at home, March 9th. That's an interesting stat.
Yeah,
Tough place to go. Can Milan do it?
I think we're gonna try.
We're
gonna try to put a little something on it.
What's a little? I got a crazy one for you. 2-2 correct score plus 1100.
Yeah, I don't think it's getting it. I mean, based on Juve matches lately, it could, but I don't see it happening. I think it's gonna be a little more conservative in this one. I do.
No, I'm with you there. I think Scotty's probably on the right track with an under. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you get for? What do you have for an under there?
Minus 135.
Yeah, minus 135.
It's chalky, but
Yeah, no,
it's chalky for a reason.
Wins are wins.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Max. That's all I could say. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but I think we've accurately predicted Milan results 4 out of the 5 weeks so far.
Yeah. All right.
That's all I'll say.
We'll see. All right, let's whip around Serie A. Let's see what else we've got here.
Oh, we got some stuff.
All right, Friday match in Serie A as well, and it is Verona hosting Sassuolo. Nick, what a barn burner, huh?
Yeah, fucking both teams suck. I don't know, like
Is this a both teams suck, both teams score match?
it very well could be. Could be a very well both teams suck.
I'm gonna go ahead and
take
guess
the
that
over.
number is terrible though. Let me see.
I mean,
That's minus 115. I'll play that. Why not?
I don't hate it. I don't know, man. Sassuolo to score 2 goals is plus 175. They haven't been doing that, but
Dude, how have Verona only scored 2 goals so far?
yeah,
this
they
season?
suck.
That's
They stink.
crazy.
They stink.
That's kind
Yeah,
of
they're still not even in
probably
relegation
should have
zone.
scored
though.
on Roma last week. Zilar made a couple really good saves, and then they had one late chalked off for a handball, which was a legit handball, so it shouldn't have counted. But yeah, they gave Roma like a couple issues here and there, but yeah, they're not very good.
Everybody seems to be giving Roma issues here and there, except
Well, I mean,
Lazio.
defensively, Roma hasn't conceded a lot, but
Sure.
they're having problems going the other way.
Sassuolo draw no bet minus 110 looks okay to me.
I mean, I always love a little Friday action, right? Like toward the end of the workday, you throw something in to like get a little something before the weekend. But
I mean,
I don't know if
Yeah,
this is
that's
a
the
matchup.
Bournemouth play for us.
Yeah,
Bournemouth
that's
money
Bournemouth.
line.
Exactly. I think
Scotty
this week is
said it,
Bournemouth
man.
or look at one of the other European leagues. I don't think it's here.
Hellas has only scored 2 goals and they have no wins. So you're not going to take Sassuolo in this one?
I don't know. I don't trust them on the road. I honestly don't.
I don't know. They're I mean, they've won 2 out of their last 3. Some would call that good.
Yeah.
Some might also say they're due for a loss.
Well,
All
I
right.
mean, they got
I think it's
3 of
enough
those.
of Sassuolo Verona. Let's go to Saturday.
Come on. Who's in the chat? Who do we got?
Lazio hosting Torino. Lazio minus 145 against a very poor Torino side. I have Luca's 3-year-old soccer practice at 10. That might be more exciting than this one, but I don't know, Nick. It's your team. So what do you make of it?
No, there's really not much to say. Nobody should ever be taking Lazio at a negative number ever. I don't care who they're playing. That being said, Torino are not very good, but there's nothing to do in this game unless you want to take an under. It's probably disgusting. Let's see. Oh no, under 2.5 is minus 130. I think that is very much in play.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way
That's
Torino
where I would
plays
lean.
it most certainly is. Yeah. All right, Parma Lecce also at 9 a.m. Oh, I am glad I will be at Lucas soccer practice. This is a great slate at 9 a.m. on Saturday.
Lecce stink. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
Parma's not great, but I don't know.
Are they good enough to lay minus 125? Like that's the
No.
thing. Like,
They're
it's
at
not
home.
enough of a payout to like have to put enough down to like make a
Yeah.
decent profit on them. I feel like. I don't know. All right. The new match on Saturday is Inter hosting Cremonese. Cremonese is on 9 points, like we mentioned, which is actually level with Inter. How long that lasts, I don't know. Inter's minus 525, coming off the big Champions League win. Lautaro brace. I mean, I don't know if there's any hangover here.
Cremonese +2 is minus 110. It's a lot of goals to cover.
It's a lot of goals to cover, but it's also one of those matches where I can see Juve running out like 4 or 5-0, like they do. Not Juve, Inter sometimes do.
I was gonna say their team total is over 2.5 is just minus 120.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, so that's.
I mean, the question becomes: do we believe in Cremonese to get a goal? Because if you do, it's even money for them to score. Both teams to score is plus 120. I mean, Inter could certainly win. Do you think Cremonese score or not? That's really the question.
That would have to be the angle, I think. Yeah, if you want to go anywhere, and you'd have to believe in them enough to do it.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Saturday afternoon, though, Eastern time, is Atalanta hosting Como.
Very
Atalanta
interesting.
Plus 115, Como plus 220. Atalanta's playing better than I expected. I have to
important
admit.
for European qualification, I would say.
Definitely.
Como's on 8. Atalanta's on 9. This is one of those early season matches, Scott. I think you're right that EL or Conference League could be, in play later in the season between these teams.
Yeah. And Nick was telling me that Atalanta may be back as we started this pod.
Yeah, I'm not going to say they're back, but they are way better than I thought they'd be, and they haven't lost the game through 5.
Good run of form, too. Coming off the win against Club Bruges on the midweek in the Champions League.
Yeah, they're like their nemesis.
Yeah.
Right? Team that knocked them out last year.
Yeah, they are, right? They knocked them out of the EL last year? Or Champions League? Was it?
Yep.
What was it last year? Yeah.
Sure did.
Oh, Aaron Judge got hit in the hand. That's not good.
How are you like 20 minutes behind, Coach?
I don't know. My streaming is so fucking slow.
I'm already back on the Red Sox have been hitting for the last 10 minutes.
unless it paused on me or something, and like I didn't
you
realize
are
it.
way behind.
Did my Yankees money line come through yet?
It glitched a while ago, and I wonder if it didn't catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to this one. It's hard to go against Atalanta here. No losses in 3. Como no losses in 4. Atalanta's been over 4 out of 5. Like this is maybe a both teams to score scenario. I feel like
Definitely.
Como plus a quarter of a goal is minus 110. With the
bad.
Atalanta playing midweek and Como probably needing something here, a draw would probably suit them. I don't mind a quarter goal at minus 110 for them.
I'm like desperately waiting to be able to take Atalanta team totals again. I don't know if we're there yet, but we're getting close to being there. And I'd really love to see them humble Como in this one. That's just a personal want.
Yes, it is
but,
for you.
I mean, Atalanta at home being favored, I don't necessarily disagree with that. This is just a tricky match. I mean, if there's a lot of Como believers out there, Como could certainly get a result. I'm not saying they can't. I just really hope they don't.
Yeah.
But an over minus 120 at 2.5, I don't think that's bad. 2-1 game wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
If you think you're gonna get 3 goals and you think both teams are gonna score, both teams to score and over 2.5 is even money. I don't think either team wins 3-0, right?
Probably not.
So if you think you're getting 3, you're probably getting both teams scoring. So that might be another angle to look at. But that'll be one of the more interesting matches of the weekend for sure. Moving on to the early Sunday match, Udinese Cagliari.
Gross.
Yeah, skip. Bologna hosting Pisa. Bologna minus 175. Pisa not very good. If they're playing someone better, maybe you get a little hangover from Europa League today, but I don't think Pisa's good enough to lay anything there.
Not on the road either, right?
No way.
No. This is an interesting one. It's my Roma going to Fiorentina. Fiorentina finally, got a win today. It was in the Conference League.
Explain to me exactly what's interesting about this game.
Well, what's interesting to me is the number that you can get on Roma. No. I mean, Roma's 4 out of 5 in the league, and I see plus 140, and call me biased, which I am to some extent here, but I think plus 140 on the road against a Fiorentina side that has, from everything I've heard and read on Twitter from Fiorentina fans and everything, they're just a mess right now.
You taking Roma to score 2 goals for the first time this year?
They scored 2 last weekend, but
who'd they play?
So Verona. So I wouldn't say. the same number though. It's plus 140 for the both teams to score. I almost feel safer with the win just because I don't think they're drawing 2-2. I think if they draw, it's like a 1-1 draw. And I think they're more likely to keep Fiorentina down and win 1-0 than they are to maybe score multiple goals.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. Roma have played 5 games.
Yeah, the 4 of the 5 have been clean sheets for Svilar. Only one of them they've scored multiple goals.
And 5 of the 5 games have been under 2.5?
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fiorentina have also played 5 games?
Yeah.
And Fiorentina also have 5 unders.
Yeah.
True or false? I gotta do a quick check on that. No, Como, they lost to Como 2-1.
Okay. So 9 out of 10 combined, you're saying?
Oh, they actually gave up 3 goals to Napoli also. So only 3 of the 10, yeah. Sorry. But Fiorentina have scored 2 goals in 5 matches.
Yeah, and Roma's under in 6 out of 7 in all comps.
It's chalky, but minus 140 on an under.
The only one that wasn't was the Nice match last week in the Europa League.
Scotty, you're the under specialist this week. Are we taking under?
I think we have to. I mean, this might be a week where we take 5 unders and hope that 3 or 4 of them hit.
Yeah, I don't think the under's bad play here, is what I'm getting at by you asking me about Roma team total. I think if I'm taking Roma, it's more likely on just the money line than it is on the team total.
Will Dovbyk ever see the field again after his performance today?
The
that would imply that Ferguson's getting back on the field, so I don't know.
The best part of it is in like the box score, the missed penalty goes to Sule because he missed the last of the 3, and Dovbyk gets no credit as missing 2 penalties because they're retaken.
Well, they technically didn't count.
It's absolutely absurd to me how he kicked it in the exact same spot, the exact same weak low shot, and then Sule tried to go the other way, but it wasn't any better.
So what's wild to me is if he had scored one of those, do they still call the infringement? Do you think that infringement's called both ways?
Probably not, right? Because they only call it probably because he misses. And the first one I get because the guy who infringed was probably the guy who cleared the ball. But the second one, the goalie saved it, went out of bounds, so it really had no effect on the miss or the play after. And then Sule just, I thought when he stepped up for the third, I'm like, all right, good, maybe he's pretty good free kick taker, maybe he'll get it. But no, they sorely missed Pellegrini and Dybala on the pitch for those. I don't know. Yeah, they would have been better off having Mancini take it, honestly, center back.
I don't know.
Probably just blasted it high, and if it went in, it went in.
Johnny, welcome to the chat. He's asking when Moise Kean is going to score, if ever.
Hopefully for Italy next week, right?
Do we play third world impoverished nations? Because then he might.
I mean, I don't know how many third world countries are in European qualifying, but it might be a small country with not a lot of soccer talent, maybe.
Montenegro.
Yeah. All right, wrapping up the weekend in Serie A, we've got Napoli hosting Genoa. Napoli's minus 215, and that's the last one because we already covered the Juve Milan match.
Yeah, I think Napoli have to bounce back in this game. I think they had a really good result yesterday, which we bet on, which I'm happy about. Højlund, if he starts again, I think he's sitting at plus 275. Maybe he gets hot, and that's a way to go about it, but I don't know. Napoli team total is minus 125.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
That's kind of what I'm looking at just because Genoa are terrible.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think Napoli team total is way more appealing than a Napoli money line or spread player in this. So I agree, Nick.
All right, I was looking through Bundesliga quick here.
Yeah, and listen, I have to shout out a lot of things that we were right on last week. I have to shout out where I was wrong also. Real Madrid got absolutely fucking spanked by Atleti, and Real Madrid are fucking struggling right now.
But you called out the team total, right? Which is
that is true. Cash, we did have the team total, but I thought they would, I told people also their money line at plus money is never a bad play.
Yeah, I hit that double on the Dortmund team total and money line were both nice numbers. We cashed both of those. Interesting one. We played Eintracht team total, did not pan out well at Atleti either. Atleti's hot right now, right? They did score. Do they score on Bayern Munich in this one? They're hosting Munich, and I think that's I don't expect them to beat Bayern, but I was going to say both teams score over 2.5, and it's still juiced at minus 120.
We catching something on the spread?
Both teams to score no draw. minus 125. I could see them getting a goal and losing to Bayern.
I mean,
I don't know if it's I don't know if I'm gonna play it or not. Just something I looked at. The spread Eintracht plus a goal and a half is minus 125.
so what's crazy is that they're getting a worse number to score too against Bayern than they were against Atleti.
Yeah,
which is nuts to me.
I guess it's just because Bayern like just rolls the Bundesliga lately, but
yeah, plus 1.5 is minus 120 at home. I don't know. Bayern's been rolling though, haven't they?
Bayern's been, yeah. I don't think I could trust anybody against Bayern right now. They've been too good.
I'd love to, but I don't know.
Bayern's over 2.5 is 10 out of 10. Frankfurt 8 out of 8. Maybe over 3.5 might be in play, but yeah. I mean, last year in Frankfurt it was a 3-3 match in October. Just food for thought. I mean, these Frankfurt matches have had a ton of goals, like
million goals.
I'll just read them out. Whether they win or lose. 5-1 loss to Atleti, 6-4 win over Mönchengladbach, 4-3 loss to Union Berlin, who doesn't really score much from what I know. 5-1 win over Galatasaray. I mean, 3-1 loss to Leverkusen. Like every match is over 4 over. Frankfurt beat Hoffenheim 3-1, beat Bremen 4-1. So they've been way over, and Bayern as well. Like obviously Pafos not much of an opposition, but they beat them 5-1. Beat Bremen 4-0, Hoffenheim 4-1, Chelsea 3-1. So I guess what I'm getting at here is I don't know what the over is set at. Let's see. This is
over 4.5.
Is it set at 4.5 or you just?
No, I'm making
no.
up.
3.5 is minus 140. I
listen. I think it'll come through, but
I think it'll come through. I wish it was a little bit better.
I'm not counting on 4 goals for that.
I'll tell you what, if there's like 5 or 6 in this match, but
I got 2 for you if you're interested. PSG is minus 130 away at Lille. I know PSG is a little banged up, but they did just beat Barcelona, and they are obviously
beat them banged up too, which was impressive.
I think PSG at minus 130 is definitely in play, and I think Monaco at home minus 115 against Nice looks pretty good. Monaco, fuck me every game. Like I'm probably 1 in 40 betting them, but I don't know.
PSG, the one time I bet them in Ligue 1 this year, they screwed me was when Marseille beat them. But I mean, Lille wasn't overly impressive against Roma today. I could certainly see PSG going and beating them. Could be
big letdown spot for Lille.
Yeah, and you don't get PSG minus 130 very often in Ligue 1 either. So.
Just saying. I mean, I know they're banged up, but I don't know. It's so funny, man. I always, on Twitter, you see like the discourse around Ligue 1, and it's like goes, the McDonald's League. I thought it was just a joke. I didn't realize McDonald's actually sponsored the fucking league. Like I did not realize that until this year.
I just realized it today when I was like hashtagging some of our videos with like the different leagues, and I was like, wait a minute. McDonald's League 1.
I swear, I thought people were just joking about it, like how fucking low quality it is, and McDonald's actually sponsors the league. So,
one interesting one in the Bundesliga to close out the weekend is Mönchengladbach hosting Freiburg. The over is set at 2.5 minus 140. Freiburg tends to be an over team. Mönchengladbach
not against Bologna.
Yeah, Mönchengladbach goes back and forth, but they haven't kept a clean sheet in a while. So, that is one I might keep an eye on for Sunday. We'll see how my weekend's going by then, but. That might be in play if I'm doing well and I feel like playing some Bundesliga. Bundesliga's been pretty good for me so far this season. Last weekend I think I was 6 for 6 on Bundesliga, and awful with like the stuff I'm supposed to know better and like said but
that's how it goes
sometimes. Yeah,
listen, I think there's obviously some good featured matches. I think we gave out a decent amount of bets. I feel pretty good. I mean, Scotty, we just need Liverpool to set the tone for us, man. I'd love to see them just come out and take care of business, cash a couple plus money bets, and
I'd love Bournemouth to set the tone for us on Friday.
Well, fact.
And then we'll go from there.
Yeah, Bournemouth setting the tone. When you get the Friday game,
Sassuolo, guys,
you lose the Friday match, it always gives you a bad vibe going into the weekend. And when you win the Friday match, you always feel good going in to like the majority of the matches. So yeah, that's hopefully they set the tone. I will also be locking Bournemouth tonight. at that number.
Yeah, that's going to move. I swear it's going to move.
Yeah, it is. Have the Yankees cash my money line?
Almost. Wait, actually,
no,
I was
going to. They cashed my team total over 3.5 that I took.
It was that low? Holy shit.
Team total was 3.5 at like -135, and I had a boost on FanDuel, so I was able to put half of it boosted to close to even money and play the other half at the line it was.
Let's play a quick game before we wrap up. Who do you guys think is the odds-on leader to win the title in England right now?
Like from who do
future.
I actually think, or the
no future? What's the future? Yeah,
It's got to be Liverpool, no?
Yeah, I would imagine it's Liverpool.
Yeah, Arsenal's +125, Liverpool's +170 right now.
And what was Liverpool preseason? Weren't they like -120 or something?
Yeah, they're close to even money. Yeah. No, I was gonna say I'm a little disappointed that the books are right here because Liverpool are about to go through a tough 5-game stretch where Arsenal have 5 cupcakes. So I was gonna say now might be a good time to just get a little Arsenal future in, and then you can cash out in a month, end of October. But it seems like books are ahead of me, so ignore that.
What is Man City? Just out of curiosity.
+500. I would love that. That's the fifth leg in my future parlay. I think I got like a +3,700 parlay sitting on Napoli, Bayern.
Can Man City get hot? Who do we have? We got Brentford, Everton, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Dude, not an easy schedule. Newcastle.
Yeah, the first 3 they can get through. It's the next 2. Yeah.
But if they get into November, they have a wonderful schedule of Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Sunderland again.
Yeah.
So they could go on an absolute tear.
Yeah, by end of year.
The next month.
Yeah.
If you go back over to Serie A, I just went to double check the futures lines. Right now it's Napoli +125. They're still pretty big favorites. Milan +350, Inter 400, Roma 700, Juve 800. So it's
Juve were the darlings before the year started. Remember where they were like +330?
Yeah,
interesting.
And to finish top 4, Juve, despite having a worse number to win the title than Roma, is still -200 to be top 4. So it's Napoli, Inter, Milan, and AC Milan and Juve as the all minus money, and then Roma's even money for top 4.
Yeah, shit.
Check these relegation futures. Pisa -195, Verona even, Lecce +120. So anybody outside of that, Nick, that you think might get relegated, I know you do not value Genoa as a team. They're +400.
Yeah, I mean that was my pick. I think Hellas was in there. Scotty had Hellas, right? He thought this is the year that they could be down. The one team that's played way better than I expected them to was Cagliari, and I think I wasn't quite aware of how decent their roster actually is relative to who I thought they were. So I'll give them credit. That was probably a bad shout. But no, I think Genoa and Hellas are probably the 2.
Yeah, and Hellas is even money, but if you want to take something that's going to make you a little money, I think Genoa +400 is. I don't know if they get relegated, but
they have the least amount of goals in the league.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Torino +650 will probably be safe because everybody else stinks, but they're not so good themselves either.
It looks a whole lot better. They've only got 2,
and that's another team that's only scored 2 goals, and they got their only win in a 1-0 win against Roma to get to the 4-point mark, but they're not scoring at all either. There are some bad offensive teams in the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Bad. Genoa, Verona, Torino, 2 goals apiece. Parma, Fiorentina, Pisa, 3 goals apiece. And last place, Lecce with 4.
I mean, with the exception of Inter, nobody's really scoring a ton of goals.
Yeah.
And 5 of them were in one game, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
So, yeah, almost nobody's really scoring.
They poured it on that match against Torino.
And 3 goals against Juve. So, okay, you're talking about 8 of their 13 goals are in 2 games. I don't know, nobody really is crushing.
Roma's got 5 goals in 5 matches, and they're on 12 points because they haven't conceded, but they're not scoring either.
Disgusting team.
Yeah.
Gasperini, terrible. Who would have thought?
180 from Atalanta.
The offensive genius has made Dovbyk miss penalties and Ferguson have no goals.
Team, yeah.
But tied for first. So who's right in this scenario?
All right, let's hope we have a nice week of cashes to close out the domestic window before we get back to another international break too so early in the season is pretty awful from a betting perspective, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for listening. We are also now on TikTok and Instagram, where we're going to be posting our shorts, as well as YouTube and obviously Twitter. So catch us on any of those platforms and give us a follow, and we'll catch you guys soon.
Appreciate the chat too. Thank you.